Okay, so you want to retire at 59 and a half, not 65, not 67, 59 and a half, that oddly specific age the IRS gave us. You've done the math. You've watched the account grow. You know that on the day you hit that half birthday, a locked door opens and suddenly your retirement accounts are yours to use without penalty. And you look at that date on the calendar and you think, that's the day I walk out. I made it to the earliest legal exit ramp and I'm taking it. That's the plan in your head, and it's not a bad plan. 59 and a half is a real threshold. It's the day the 10% early withdrawal penalty on your IRA and 401k disappears. It's when the vault stops charging you an exit tax. On paper, it looks like the beginning of freedom. Here's the problem. You are looking at one specific date on the tax code and treating it like a finish line. But 59 and a half is not a retirement age. It is a tax age. And the moment you understand that difference, everything about why retiring at 59 and a half is one of the most financially awkward moves in the entire retirement calendar starts to make sense. Let's start with what actually happens on that day. Before 59 and a half, if you pull money out of a traditional IRA or a 401k, the IRS takes a 10% penalty on top of ordinary income tax. There are exceptions: the rule of 55 for a workplace 401k, 72T, substantially equal periodic payments, disability, some medical costs, but for most people, most of the time, early withdrawals are punished. On the day you hit 59 and a half, that penalty vanishes. You can withdraw whatever you want in whatever amount you want at any frequency you want. It is a genuine unlocking. But here's where the naive mental model starts to break down, because 59 and a half only unlocks one specific problem. It does not solve any of the other four problems you now have to face at once. Let me walk you through them. Problem number one, Social Security. You cannot claim Social Security at 59 and a half. The earliest you can claim is 62. And if you claim at 62, you take a permanent haircut of about 30% versus your full retirement age. Your full retirement age is 67 for most people retiring now, which means if you walk out at 59 and a half, you have somewhere between 2.5 and 7.5 years with zero Social Security income. Every dollar of living expense during that gap has to come from your own savings. Problem number two, Medicare. Medicare starts at 65, not before. If you retire at 59 and a half, you have 5.5 years of open market health insurance to buy. In your 60s, when premiums are highest, a couple can easily spend $20,000 to $30,000 a year in that gap. Do the math on 5.5 years, and you're looking at potentially over $100,000 just in insurance premiums before Medicare even starts. If you were counting on your $1,000,000 portfolio to fund the retirement, a tenth of it evaporates before Medicare says hello. Problem number three, pension math. Most defined benefit pensions punish early retirement. If your pension is set up to pay full benefits at 65 and you leave at 59 and a half, your monthly payment could be reduced by 25, 30, sometimes 40% for the rest of your life. That's not a temporary penalty. That's a permanent reduction to your income floor. The pension office doesn't ask if you can afford it. They just adjust the number and mail the letter. Problem number four, sequence risk hits harder. Retiring at 59 and a half means your portfolio needs to last 30, 35, maybe 40 years. Every dollar you spend at 59 and a half is a dollar not compounding for the years you would have kept working. Vanguard studies show that just working 3 to 5 more years from 59 to 64 can nearly double your safe retirement income for the rest of your life. Not because those years of contributions are huge, but because those years of not withdrawing let the account keep growing untouched. Now let's talk about the second gear of the machine, the tax layer. Between 59 and a half and 73, when required minimum distributions start, you sit in a rare window. Your earned income is zero or low. Social Security might not have started yet. Your tax bracket is the lowest it will will ever be. This is not a retirement problem. This is a retirement opportunity. Smart retirees use this window to do Roth conversions, moving money from a traditional IRA into a Roth, paying tax at 12 or 22% now, so they never have to pay it at higher rates later when RMDs and Social Security stack on top of each other. The person who retires at 59 and a half and just lives off their savings is missing the single best tax planning window of their entire life. Now, let's talk about the third gear, the psychological one, because retiring at 59 and a half is not just financially awkward, it's emotionally awkward. You are too young to feel old and too old to start over. Your peers are still working, your kids may still be in college, your parents may be starting to need care. You spent 30 years defining yourself by a job, and suddenly the job is gone, and it's a Tuesday morning, and you have 30 more years to fill. The retirees who thrive in early retirement don't just have money, they have a plan for the hours. The retirees who struggle discover that structure was the invisible thing their job was giving them, and money can't replace it. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because for the right person, retiring at 59 and a half is genuinely brilliant. Not for everyone. For the person who checked every box before they walked out. Which boxes? Box 1, enough taxable and Roth money to bridge the gap without needing the traditional IRA. Because pulling heavily from a traditional IRA between 59 and a half and 65 stacks ordinary income into the same window where you're also trying to keep ACA subsidies for health insurance. Pull too much, lose the subsidy, pay full price for insurance. Box 2, a healthcare plan for the Medicare gap. COBRA for the first 18 months, ACA marketplace with careful income management after that, or a spouse still working with a family plan. Box 3, a delayed Social Security strategy, not claiming at 62, waiting until at least full retirement age, ideally 70, to lock in the maximum inflation-adjusted lifetime check. Box 4, a Roth conversion ladder using the low tax years. Box 5, something to do at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday that isn't scrolling on the couch. The people who retire at 59 and a half and succeed have all 5. The people who fail usually have 2. They saw the calendar, they saw the IRS threshold, they confused a tax milestone with a retirement plan. So the truth about 59 and a half is this: it is not a retirement age. It is one door in a 5-door hallway. Behind it is access to your own money without penalty, but Social Security is still locked. Medicare is still locked. Full pension is still locked. RMDs are still years away, and your portfolio has to survive longer than any generation before you has ever asked a portfolio to survive. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It means you have to earn it twice. Once by saving enough, and again by planning for everything the calendar isn't handing you yet. Because the person who retires at 59 and a half isn't the person who hit an age. They're the person who built 5 separate bridges to 5 separate doors, and then walked through the first one because they knew every other bridge was already standing. And that's the one thing that actually determines whether early retirement works. It was never really about how young you can leave. It's about how well you can survive the years the government hasn't started paying for yet.